Hey yo, what is up FPG fam? Further here, welcome back to another Aether Gazer video. So I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to go ahead and start revisiting old modifiers that might be having a rerun or might be coming back around. Do maybe a bit of an updated guide and an updated build showcase for you, because those things do change periodically as the game progresses. You know, you may be working on a modifier and things change, or you might learn something new and want to go ahead and share that with you all. And who better to start with than with Living Soul Osiris, the modifier that actually got me into the game of Aether Gazer in the first place. Osiris herself. Who would have known? Just in case you guys were unaware, I missed the Tsukiyomi banner, was not planning on making any content or playing Aether Gazer, but then Living Soul Osiris came out. I saw her, I knew her from the CN version, and I thought, why not? Let's go ahead and give her a try, and let's see how the game is. And then it was history from there. I got hooked, and it was all because of Living Soul Osiris, and she's getting her rerun coming up with Thor. She's going to be getting a nice glow up with Thor and that ultimate skill chain, and that team synergy is going to be ridiculous. So I thought this would be the perfect time once again to revisit her, show you my current build, and then hop into some gameplay. So I do hope you enjoyed today's video. I do hope you get something from it. Now, with that being said, we're going to talk about the build first, but before we do, a quick massive shout out as always to the sponsor of the channel, Gamer Subs. If you want anything from Gamer Subs, a link will be in the description down below. Go ahead and click on that link. It'll take you right over to the store. Go ahead and peruse the store, check it out, and if you find anything that you like, go ahead and use code Further Beyond Gaming at checkout. Gets you 10% off everything in the store, so that way you save. You're not paying full price, and then you're also supporting the channel so we can do bigger and better things. There are some new designs that just came out, limited edition, and they get sold out very quickly, so go ahead and hop on it. I do truly appreciate all the support, means the world to me. Let's go ahead and take a look at Living Soul Osiris. I absolutely adore this modifier. I do have a special place in my heart for her. Once again, she's the one that got me into the game and got me this community that we formed here. Is all because of her. So she looks phenomenal. Of course, I had to get her skin. My build is relatively the same. I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't really touched Living Soul Osiris since, you know, her initial banner when it came around. I used her extensively in the beginning because she was my main DPS. And then, you know, as time went on, we got new modifiers. And as a content creator, when a new modifier comes out, I have to put the resources into them, build them up, use them, and then give you guys content on them. So a lot of times, these older modifiers for me, I never get back around to them. Because I'm always focused on the new modifiers, and then as we all know, resources are pretty finite in this game. When you're building up a lot of modifiers, it's very difficult to spread your resources around. So a lot of times these older modifiers just get put on the back burner, unfortunately, and that's what happened to Osiris. But with Thor coming out and that team being a very synergistic, strong team, I need to focus on her. I need to get Thor built up first, so I'm hoarding resources for her, and then as soon as I get Thor built up, I will then go ahead and get Osiris where she should and needs to be. But for the most part, you know, she's pretty decent. And I will say she still holds her value. She still hits like a truck. Even though I don't have a complete build for her, she still gets the job done very well. And then I can only imagine when Thor comes out how good she's going to be after that. But skills max out, as you can see. If we move over to her weapon access key, I do have the signature functor here. Thought about throwing some transcendence in here, but I'm still hoarding those. Waiting to see who I'm going to be using them on. For sigils, this is where things get interesting. So when Living Soul Osiris first came out, of course, I was using the Moon Drifter. But now I want to switch over to the Decree, and then once she gets her synchro buff, move over to the Cupbearer. But I just don't have the resources to go ahead and get these sigils to 60 and to get them reconstructed. I'm actually running out of reconstructors. I need to farm up some more and to have them for Thor to be ready to get her sigils to 60. So once again, unfortunately, Living Soul Osiris has to be put on the back burner, but I was trying to do the Decree and I realized I was running out of reconstructors. So we don't even have a complete set here and a proper one for her, which is unfortunate, but we'll get there eventually at some point in time. Warps, I don't have any warps for her, so it's just bare bones right there. I do want to warp her out. For the Aether codes, for the longest time, I was actually using the yellow Aether code. I thought that was a really good one. But then I have since moved over to the red. I think the red is just very optimal for DPS. I know you could also do like 2 red, 1 yellow. That's a very solid one to go with. But for right now, I'm just rocking the full red Aether code. I think it's just really consistent and allows Osiris to hit pretty hard. But that is my current build with her. Nothing special, nothing to write home about. And I'm sure, you know, if you have Living Soul Osiris, your build is probably a lot better than mine's. And I only have her, you know, base S rank. I don't have her double S or triple S. Now, really quickly, some team builds for her as well, or team comps. I know a lot of people have been asking me questions on, you know, Thor and Osiris, that's a given, but who's the third option before Lu Liang comes out? And that's a great question. So I think the third option is going to be, of course, dependent on your account, but a really good third option is, of course, going to be Hera. If you have her, she's going to be great for the buffing. She always fits on every single team. If you don't have Hera, I know not everybody's going to have Hera, and we have a lot of new players joining the game of Aether Gazer that might miss out on Hera. So I think another really good option for you, and she's actually going to be on Thor's banner, is Heimdall. Heimdall is going to be really good because she has some great supporting capabilities. But not only that, she is of the Yggdrasil Gen Zone. And the Yggdrasil Gen Zone is going to be really good because you're going to restore mods combat resources to the maximum when they enter the battle. And then when entering modified mode, restores mods combat resources to the maximum and increases their combat resources charge speed by 100% while in modified mode. This is really good, and so that's going to be very beneficial for your modifiers that are on your team for Thor and Osiris. So Heimdall, I think, brings a lot of value, and she's going to be able to do some pretty decent damage herself. If you don't have Heimdall for whatever reason, or if you don't pull her, if you don't like to build her up, there are some different options that you can go for. I know the OG Osiris team was with Aishu. The problem is that Aishu, I don't believe you're going to be using the skill chain with her, and that was the main reason of running Living Soul Osiris and Shu together, was for the ultimate skill chain and for the charging of the ultimate for that reason, so that way Osiris can be in the ultimate as much as possible. But you can still go ahead and throw on the team for the Nile Gen Zone, right? And she could still be pretty beneficial in that aspect. If you don't have a Shu or don't have her built up, I know a lot of times people are running healers. So for example, like S Leviathan, or for my new players, the Omega title song, or the title song modifier that you can Omega. And the reason being is because they would heal Living Soul Osiris, allowing her to stay in the ult longer. So I mean, that's another, you know, option that you can go with. You could also go with Archaic Oath for the shield, and for the Gen Zone, once again, the Yggdrasil Gen Zone. But those are just some, you know, options to throw out there. At the end of the day, you have to just take a look at your account. Hermes is a sneaky good option as well. You're going to actually see in my gameplay that I show you guys, I put a wonky team together of Hera, Living Soul Osiris, and Hermes. And the reason being is because it's not the most optimal team for Osiris by any means. But it is an interesting team that works to a degree, because you have Hera who's buffing Osiris, and then you have the ultimate skill chain between Hera and Hermes. And Hermes also decreases the wind resistance, if I'm not mistaken, on the ultimate. Let me take a look at the skill chain to remember what it does exactly. So for this one, it's going to go ahead and deal light damage and grants all teammates an attack boost. Also returns all combat resources expended by all teammates in their next attack within the next 12 seconds. Also deals wind damage and reduces the wind resistance of enemy hit by 30% for 12 seconds and applies the wind chaser mark. So this is just a very, you know, unique, interesting combination to go ahead and put here. So not only are you boosting the attack of Osiris, but you're also decreasing the wind resistance of the enemy. So just allows her to do a little bit more damage, and then you get the buffing of Hera. You get the ultimate skill chain, you get the Olympus Gen Zone, increasing modified mode. So there's just some really decent benefits here. So it's a wonky team that you can put together. But anyways, for the Thor and Osiris team, definitely going to be Hera in the third slot. If not Hera, Heimdall is going to be equally as good. If you don't have either of those, just go ahead and check your account and see what you can slot in there. Healer is always a good option. Aishu, Innocence, Osiris is also another one you can throw in there. So just really depends on what you have. Anyways, let's go ahead and hop into the gameplay. I do hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I appreciate it. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.
までたぎらせるとはな。
実に愉快な時間だったわ。するわね。ワクワクしてきたわ。